Here in this video we are going to discuss about OOPS concepts in Java. What is OOP? OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. Object Oriented Programming is about creating objects that contain both data and methods. So the best example for object oriented programming is Java. In Java we are creating objects that contain both data and methods. Object oriented programming is about creating objects that contain both data and methods. Object oriented programming system. Object oriented programming is a methodology to design a program using classes and objects. So we are using classes and objects in object oriented programming system. Basics. Object oriented programming is a paradigm that provides many concepts such as inheritance, data binding, polymorphism, data abstraction, etc. It simplifies software development and maintenance by providing some concepts like object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction and encapsulation. What are classes? A class is a template for objects and an object is an instance of a class. Okay, a class contains objects and an object is an instance of a class. So for example we can say a car is an example for a class, the fruit is an example for a class. Such things are considered as the examples for classes. These are general topics, general examples. Okay, what is class in Java? Class are a blueprint or a set of instructions to build a specific type of object. So it is a blueprint or a set of instructions to build a specific type of object. So we will be using classes in Java and objects also will use in Java. Syntax for defining a class. Here class space class name, find within parenthesis field and method. So field and method are the attributes of class. Class name, whatever class name you want to give, we can give it. But here one thing we have to remember, the first letter of a class name should be in capital letter. Create a class. To create a class, use the keyword class. Create a class named main with a variable x. Example, public class main, int x equal to 5. Any entity that has state and behavior is known as an object. So coming to the concept of object, it is any entity that has both state and behavior, that is known as object. We can take a chair, it has some state and it has behavior. Pen, table, keyboard, bike, etc. It can be a physical or logical, and we can say them as general entities which have both state and behavior. Okay, so an object can be defined as an instance of a class. An object contains an address and takes up some space in memory. So object contains an address and the object we can say it as it contains an address and takes up some space in memory. So memory is allocated when you create an object in a program. Example: apple, banana, goa, sachar. These are general examples. When the individual objects are created, they inherit all the variables and methods from the class. Create an object. In Java, an object is created from a class. We have already created the class named main. So now we can use it, okay, to create an object of main. Specify the class name followed by the object name and use the keyword new. See this to see this to create objects. Here, create an object. We have to create an object. So what we have to do? We have already created an object here. For example, I have taken here, we have created a class, and we'll take one example for object also. Here we have created an object. Here, what is the object name? My obj, and print the value of x. Before coming to this concept, there is one more thing, few points to be understood. What is object in Java? An object is a bundle of data and its behavior, often known as methods. Okay, objects have two characteristics. One is state and the other is behavior. Examples of states and behavior. So we can take house as an object. It has address, color and area. Such things are referred to an object. It has some state. Okay, so it address, color and area are the states of an object. Behavior: open door, closed door. These are the two behaviors of the object house. Class name, reference variable. New space, class name. So the syntax here, how to create as an object is, first we have to write class name and space reference variable. Reference variable is nothing but the object name is equal to new class name, new space class name. Example: create an object. Here is one more example. Create an object called myObj and print the value of x. In this program, what we are doing, public class main, we have taken a class named main. In that we have taken an instance variable, that is x is equal to 5. Public static void main. So in this method, in the main method, we have created an object for the class main. So we are printing the value of x by using myObj object. Okay, the object dot x will be referring to the value of x. So in systemout.println, whenever you want to print a value of any variable, you have to use object dot that variable. So our output will be 5 here. Multiple objects. You can create multiple objects of one class. So we can create multiple objects of one class. The class will be one only, but in the class we can create multiple objects. Many objects we can create. One or more than one object we can create. Example: create two objects of main. Public space class space main. Int x is equal to 5. Public static void main. In this main space myObj1 is equal to new main. Okay, so here is the object created for the class main. The the reference variable here is my obj1. Here this is an object, that is object 1, and in the next line we can see main space my object obj2, that is the second object for the same class. So this is how you have to create objects for a class. One or more than one objects we can create in a class. So the output will be printed for variable x. We are using both the objects to print the same value, that is x. So the value here will be, output will be 5, in the next line also 5 only. You can also create an object of a class and access it in another class. This is often used for better organization of classes. So what we can do, we can also create an object of a class and access it in another class. Okay, we can access after creation of an object of a class, and we can access it in another class also. You can also create an object, okay, of a class. In this example we saw how to create an object in a class and access it in another class. Okay, we can access it in another class also. This is often used for better organization of classes. So creation of objects will be very helpful for better organization of classes. One class has all the attributes and methods, while the other class holds the method main code to be executed. Okay, here this is often used for better organization of classes. That's why we create an object for the better organization of classes. In Java, one class has all the attributes and methods, while the other class holds the main method code to be executed. In one class we will have all the attributes and methods. Okay, while the other class holds the main method, that is it holds code to be executed. We should remember that the name of the Java file should match the class name. We have to give the same name as file name. Okay, the class name is, suppose the class name is main, so the file name should also be name itself. Okay, it should match the same class name. So we should remember that the name of the Java file should match the class name. In this example we have created two files in the same directory or folder. Okay, in this example what we have created two files in the same directory or folder, that is main.java and second.java. These two are the two files. So in main.java we are giving some statements. Okay, we have declared the variable x and it is assigned a value 5. So in the second file, second.java, public static void main space my obj is equal to new main system.out.println my obj.x. Here the object name is my obj. So by using object we are printing the values that are initialized and declared in the main class. Okay, here one class variables can be accessed by using the object which is in another class. When both files have been compiled, after compilation there will be no error. We can easily compile the two programs. One is main.java and the second is second.java. Run the second Java file. We have to run the second Java file because it will be containing what? It will be containing the main method. So the Java execution, in Java, execution of a program starts at the beginning of a main method. So from main method only the execution will be started. That's why we are using second.java, which consists of the main method. Run the second.java file. After running the second.java file by using the command java.second, second is the name of the file, and the output will be, the expected output will be 5. Here we are printing the value of x by using the object. So the value of x will be 5 here. Here are some OOPS concepts, the very important concepts. About this we can learn, and you can learn in different in the coming videos. You can learn about them in detail with programs. Here in this program just they were defined. Inheritance, the process by which one class acquires the properties and functionalities of another class, is called inheritance. So what is inheritance? The process by which one class acquires the properties and functionalities of another class. Okay, suppose a class acquires the properties of another class, so we can say that process is called as inheritance. The process by which one class acquires the properties of another class is called as inheritance. Inheritance provides the idea of reusability of code. So as we are acquiring the properties of another class, we can say that inheritance provides the idea of reusability of code. Benefits of inheritance: method overriding and code reusability. Polymorphism. Polymorphism in Java is a concept by which we can perform a single action in different ways. Polymorphism is derived from the Greek word poly and morphs. The word poly means many and morphs means forms. So polymorphism means many forms. There are two types of polymorphism in Java. One is compile time polymorphism and the other is runtime polymorphism. We can perform polymorphism in Java by method overloading and method overriding. Encapsulation. It simply means binding object, state and behavior. So together, okay. It simply means binding object, state and behavior together. Object state is nothing but fields. Binding the object state, okay. State is nothing but fields and behavior is nothing but methods. So they are combined, they are binded, and that concept is called as encapsulation. If we are creating class, we are doing an encapsulation. These are the few topics about OOPS concepts, and in the further slides you can learn about these OOPS concepts in detail. And thank you all for listening.